Problem 21A is an exercise in flexed budgeting. And flexed budgeting always starts with the fixed planning budget, and that's what they give us here. And the first thing they ask us to do is to go through and identify which of these items are fixed cost and which of these items are variable cost. Well, let's go through and identify that. The direct materials will always be a variable cost. The more you make, the more you use. Direct labor, also variable cost, because the more labor you use, the more it costs. The more you make, the more you use. Variable cost for machinery repairs, apparently they're saying that the machines have routine breakdowns or routine maintenance that has to be performed. Depreciation for the plant equipment, straight line. That's a fixed cost. Nothing we can do about that. Stuff's going to wear out whether it sits there or not. The next, utilities. This is variable. Apparently this company uses a lot of electricity when it makes whatever it does. That's a variable cost because the more they make, the more they use. They also gave us a pretty good hint there when they said variable cost. Now let's take a look. Plant management salaries. That's a fixed cost. Management salaries are a fixed cost because they're going to get paid whether you work or not. Gross profit is not something we need to consider. Remember, gross profit and gross margin are financial accounting terms. The next thing we need to consider are the selling expenses, and packaging would be a variable cost because the more you sell, the more you ship, the more you have to pack. That would be a variable cost. Likewise with shipping, again, the more you make, the more you sell, the more you have to ship. That's a variable cost. Sales salary is a fixed cost. General and admin is never added to product cost. So I think we're pretty much done. The next step it says is, okay, this is for a total of 15,000 units. Let's take the items we identified as fixed cost, as variable costs, and divide by 15,000 to see what the unit cost is. Divide by 15,000 and find out how much direct material is in each item, how much direct labor is in each item, how much variable machinery repairs are caused by each item, etc. So, we're going to do that. We're just going to take these numbers and do a bunch of divisions. So we're going to take the direct material, 975, divide by 15,000, and that works out to $65 per unit. The sales they give us is 200. We know that. Okay. And then the direct labor is 225. I'm going to drop off some of the zeros to make less garble here. Divided by 15 is $15 per unit for direct labor. Machinery repairs is 60 divided by 15. Remember, these are thousands. I'm just dropping off the zeros. That's $4 per. Packaging is 45,000. We'll divide that by 15, and we come up with $3 per. And or utilities, I'm sorry. Packaging is, what did they tell us the packaging was? Where the hell is it? There it is, 75,000 for packaging. Divide by the 15,000, and that gives us $5 per unit. and shipping. The shipping was $105,000 divided by 15. That gives us $7 per unit. So these are the unit costs. So to make one unit, we use $15 in direct materials, 65 in direct materials, 15 in labor, 4 in repairs, 3 in utilities, etc. So altogether, our total variable costs are $99,000, or $99 per unit. We're doing this at the unit level. And I always need to label this stuff because it's just really easy to screw it up. It's $99 per. See if that helps me from screwing it up. It probably won't. Now, our fixed costs, we'll keep those separate. We'll just add those up just so we have them handy. Our depreciation for the plant equipment is $300,000. And that does not vary with activity. So that's not a variable cost. That is a fixed cost. The rest of the utility bill, the $195 minus the $45 variable, $150. That's the general cost for having lights on in the whole factory. That's the cost of the air conditioner in the office. That's costs that do not vary with production. Plant management salaries, $200,000. Sales salary, and again, sales salaries do not vary with production. If that said sales commission, that would be a variable cost. That's not the case. Advertising expense, again, in this case, we're told that it's plant-wide, institutional advertising. Now, if this advertising took the form of a coupon of $2 off per unit or something like that, then it could be variable. It is not. Salaries for the rest of the staff is $241,000. The entertainment expense is $90,000. That's a hell of a bar bill, I tell you. Even I'd never run up one that big. So our total fixed costs are $1,356,000. That's what we needed to do for 21A Part 1.